Last night's storms are over, making way for a sunnier day and a drop in humidity. I'll show you when it will start to feel more comfortable and when we have our next chance for storms.
Trees down in Raleigh. Thousands are without power after trees fall across the area due to overnight storms. WRAL takes a look at the widespread damage as cleanup begins this morning.
Storms turn deadly. A man died last night after a tree fell into his home during the severe weather. What we know about the other people who were inside at the time.
And many of those trees still blocking roads this morning as crews work in the early morning hours to clean up the debris. So much cleanup that is happening right now. We thank you for joining us as we await calmer weather today. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Chris Lovingood. We are keeping an eye on the storm damage from last night's weather. And let's take a look at some of the things that we've been seeing from viewers like you, sending us photos from the damage. This photo was sent to us by Katie Roebuck in North Raleigh. You see that giant tree there ripped from the ground. Folks, if you have damage where you are and you can take a photo safely, send it to us at WRAL.com/reported.
Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tracking where the storms have finally moved out. A lot of warnings yesterday, Elizabeth.
Oh, we really did. We had a big watch that covered the entire area. You can see that in orange. And of course, the replay of all the warnings. Those are the little yellow boxes that pop up. And there was even a tornado warning across parts of Orange and Durham counties. Fortunately, no tornado damage, but a lot of reports of straight line wind damage. And we'll be going over that over the next few minutes. This is a live look at Pittsburgh. Of course, our skies are mainly clear, just a little high, thin cloud cover out there. It's still warm, 70 with a dew point of 70, so it feels summer-like as you're stepping out this morning. 74 in Fayetteville, 71 in Rocky Mount, 70 degrees up in Roxborough. Hour by hour, our temperatures not bad. We've had a nice string of more comfortable weather over the last week or so, and today's high 89. We'll also see a little bit of a drop in our humidity. You should start to notice it by this afternoon. We'll walk through that drop and show you how many days it will feel better coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now in the WR Traffic Center, we've got a traffic alert for our friends in North Raleigh. Sections of Ray Road shut down as a result of the stormy night we had last night. We have a live report coming up in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker, but no major road hazards on any of our major routes, including I-40 and Harrison Avenue. As we look live, traffic beginning to pick up just a little bit, but flowing nicely in all directions. And we're seeing relatively no delays on any of our major routes, whether you're coming from Wake Forest, Nightdale, the Garner-Johnston County area, all delay free. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Breaking news. Thousands of people are without power this morning after severe storms moved through our area last night. This is video from Johnston County. That area saw damaging wind, rain, and hail. Trees and other debris were all over the roads as crews tried to clean up.
Well, in other areas had tornado warnings, and a person was even killed in Wake County after a tree fell into their home.
We have team coverage this morning. We begin with Ali Kadlabar in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. She is in North Raleigh, where there are many trees down and widespread power outages. Ali, you've been out there in North Raleigh all morning. Describe what you're seeing.
Yeah, we are near East Millbrook Road, also east of Six Forks Road, and we're actually on a Newberry Drive. And this is where we're seeing a tree down. And I'm going to flip the camera so you can see this tree blocking the road here. Again, Newberry Drive. You can also see in the distance a Duke Energy crew working to fix some power lines that were affected by this. Now, we do want to show you there are several other scenes in the area that are affecting power, also causing road closures. So take a look at this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. You can see this tree fell on power lines. This is on Ray Road near Lookout Mountain Road. It knocked out about power to about 1,000 Duke Energy customers, and crews on the scene tell me it's going to take a while to make those repairs. Also, this is on East Millbrook Road. What we're seeing is this tree down that I just showed you near Six Forks Road. A tree fell and caused damage to major lines. That's according to the Duke Energy outage map. We are seeing power outages decrease, but just be aware of the downed trees in the road, crews fixing lines, and we've seen multiple traffic lights out. So if you are getting out on the roads this morning, make sure you're taking it slow. Make sure you're giving yourself extra travel time as well. Of course, we are tracking the very latest on WRAL. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
And as I mentioned, overnight, we learned a man died because a tree fell into his home during last night's storm. That happened around 10 p.m. on Barton's Enclave Lane, just outside Raleigh. That's where we find WRAL's Kelsey Coffey this morning. Kelsey, you've seen other trees down in that area as well.
Yes, Chris, while we were on the way to this scene, we actually got stopped on Pinecrest Road after we saw a tree there stuck in the middle of the street. This scene here was active for several hours after a man was killed when a tree fell on his home. Take a look at this video from the WRAL breaking news tracker that shows you the aftermath on Barton's Enclave Lane. Deputies say 2 other people were in the home when that tree fell, but they weren't hurt. Check out this new video from overnight of a tree that fell in a front yard on Deer Track Road near Old 100 Road. WRAL received multiple reports about downed trees yesterday, including 2 trees on Pinecrest Road in Raleigh, one on each side of the road. Thousands lost power last night. More than 11,000 customers were without power in Wake County around 11 p.m. And we saw several crews this morning as we were driving around North Raleigh. They were working to clean up damage and debris as well as restore power. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on if we find out about any new damage reports. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And when we get storms like these, it's important for you to have the newly redesigned WRAL weather app. Be sure to turn on push notifications. You can customize the app to get alerts about weather wherever you are and to control the live radar.
I'm Laura Levine here in the WRAL Live Center. That severe weather last night caused major flight disruptions across the country. At RDU, at the peak of the storm yesterday, we saw dozens of delays. And this morning, we're actually looking at 11 cancellations right now, 10 delays, and that number continues to rise as the morning progresses. I want to go ahead and show you what we're also seeing in Charlotte this morning. Flip over here, you can see 31 delays in Charlotte as well as 22 cancellations. As we know, this is a stop for many people, but also this is a hub for American Airlines. And last night, American Airlines dealt with a nationwide ground stop because of an FAA issue, an IT issue that they were dealing with at this time. Looking at the misery map, the greatest impact that we have been seeing is in New York, where they're also dealing with severe weather impacts as well as ongoing air traffic controller shortages. So, of course, we'll keep our eyes on what we're seeing across the country, but especially here at RDU.
Thanks for that update, Laura. Today, the UNC Chapel Hill Board of Trustees will meet. This comes just days after football GM Michael Lombardi was placed on administrative leave. National outlets report Lombardi's leave stems from an HR complaint. We are working to independently confirm that report. We have asked UNC if Lombardi's leave stems from an investigation, and if so, how long that investigation may take. We've also asked if there are any plans for an interim general manager. UNC has not given any comment on the situation.
A Wake County lawmaker is floating a proposal that would create a gender-based dress code for North Carolina teachers. In a Facebook post, Republican State Representative Erin Paré says that she is considering a bill that would require, quote, gender-appropriate professional attire for public school employees. She says this is meant to protect children after parents reached out with concerns about a teacher who is described as transgender. Well, legal analysts say such a dress code could conflict with Title VII. That's a federal law that prohibits employment discrimination. Paré's post is already drawing opposition from the other side of the aisle.
What we've learned from this past session in the budget is we need to focus on investing in classrooms and raising teacher pay. I mean, those are the issues that parents care about. And I think it's unfortunate that we're focusing on culture war issues and not focused on core fundamental.
A spokesperson for the school told WRAL, quote, the district prohibits unlawful discrimination while taking into account all requirements in state and federal law. Paré told WRAL she doesn't have a specific policy proposal planned at this time.
Happening today, state lawmakers are considering a wide-ranging bill that would target more of the governor's powers. This is part of a bill that would update parts of the recently approved state budget. If approved, it would give Republican lawmakers more power over local government oversight. It would also give them power over who is allowed to serve in the governor's cabinet and other high-ranking executive branch jobs. This bill also covers a wide range of other issues, including spending tens of millions of dollars on sporting events already planned in North Carolina. This would be to either keep them here or boost preparations. You can read more about this bill and find the latest updates on the NC Capitol section at WRAL.com.
Today, Senator Lindsey Graham will be laid to rest after memorial services in South Carolina. Yesterday, President Donald Trump and other lawmakers paid their respects during a service at Washington National Cathedral. And today, Graham returns to Columbia. Services there will begin with a public procession to the State House, and then after that, there will be a private family burial. Graham died July 11th after complications from heart disease at age 71. The time on your clock this Wednesday morning is 6:10, demanding accountability. An Eastern North Carolina K-9 died after being left in a hot car. What the sheriff's office is saying about the timeline of the investigation.
Lake levels rising. Recent rains are improving drought conditions in our area. What it could mean for Raleigh water restrictions.
And the muggy meter will be dropping today. Now, this morning, we're still feeling tropical, but it should begin to fall a bit as we get through the afternoon. I'll show you how many more days it'll feel more comfortable.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14 and a little bit of sunshine trying to light up the sky here in Durham this morning. We still have a little bit of haze, some moisture in the atmosphere, but today should be a nice, quiet, dry day with a lot of sunshine. It's 70 in Raleigh and 74 in Fayetteville, 71 in Wilson and 73 in Goldsboro. So it is a warm and muggy start, but as we get through the day, we're going to see a small drop in our humidity, which should make it comfortable for eating your lunch outside if you can find a spot in the shade. Temperature at noon, 84. Walking the dog this afternoon, pretty warm. We're going to top out at around 5 or 6 o'clock in the upper 80s. But again, with a drop in humidity, it should feel pretty good. We have a dry stretch all the way into Saturday, but the second half of the weekend could be a little wet, and we'll check that out in just a few minutes. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Traffic alert. Boy, we got the WRAL breaking news tracker out on the roads this morning looking for any trouble spots, particularly on our local neighborhood routes. We'll let you know when Ali Cadabar gets there. But back here into the WRAL Traffic Center, got a serious situation in North Raleigh. Trees down on Millbrook Road near Newberry Drive. Alternate routes are encouraged, like Six Forks Road, Falls of Moose Road. Also, sections of Ray Road between Strickland Road and Lynn Road, most specifically Lookout Mountain Road and Howard Lane. If those intersections sound familiar to you, definitely try to avoid them. Alternate routes are encouraged, like Leesville Road and Creedmoor Road. I'll have another update in about 10 minutes.
Ken, thank you. People in eastern North Carolina are calling for a deeper investigation into the death of a police dog left in a hot car. This happened in Pitt County, where the sheriff's office is sharing details about the events leading up to the death of the canine named Chili. The sheriff's office says on June 11th, Chili and her handler were training in Rocky Mount for several hours. They returned to the sheriff's office around noon with Chili riding in the back seat of the deputy's police car. The sheriff's office says Chili's handler forgot that the dog was in the car and found her 4 hours later at the end of his shift. An investigation began the next day. The report says that investigators determined that Chili was not left there intentionally. No criminal charges were filed. This incident, though, has led to public outcry, including from a former Pitt County canine handler.
I don't understand how you can just go to a train and get back and then leave them in the car for 4 hours.
Just so sad all around. The public was not notified of Chili's death until the investigation was over more than a month later. The sheriff's office says it has gotten many requests for copies of video, witness statements, and investigative reports. It released the report instead, saying state law does not allow them to release those details.
Well, soon we'll find out just how much of an effect the recent rain had on the drought. We also know there have been major improvements in Wake County. Falls Lake rose more than 2 feet in the last week, but it's still 3 feet below where it should be. The water supply is now at 84%, and the last time the lake was at this level was in mid-April. That was right before the city put Stage 1 water restrictions in place. Falls Lake is Raleigh's main drinking water source, and this is a promising trend, yes, but we need more rain.
If it stops raining again, it's just going to be a temporary boost. If we continue to get rain, it should be start to the road to recovery.
And our next update on drought conditions in North Carolina will be tomorrow.
Raleigh has seen more than a foot of rain this month, and we've done it all without a landfalling tropical system. How about that? Meteorologist Chris Michaels explains the driving force behind the sudden change in today's Ask the Meteorologist. Chris?
Yeah, good morning. And thankfully, we haven't had a landfalling tropical system. But as far as where this July stacks up, it's the second wettest on record in Raleigh. And this is coming after months of severe to extreme drought. So here's what's been happening frequently over the course of the month. You'll get these cold fronts that move in, but the wind that guides them is farther to the north. So these fronts, they push in, and the lack of push means that they just kind of stall out over the Carolinas, and that provides a breeding ground for new storm systems to come in to bring in some of that high humidity and tap into it in the form of very slow moving storms. So why would a front be just enough to cause all that rain? Well, you've got that difference in air mass, the less humid air to the north, the tropical moisture to the south. It converges, it rises, it causes your storms. Those storms move slowly and they dump inches of rain in certain locations. They've also been producing a lot of lightning, Elizabeth. We've had some pictures of those strikes, the damage from yesterday. Thankful for a little bit of a break in the next few days.
Yeah, definitely. Let's take a look at one of those pictures. We've seen a lot of these, of course, lately. This is from Cody, and this one, I believe, is from Moore County. A beautiful strike there that you can see. It takes, a little bit of luck and a lot of skill to take a photo like that. But we encourage you to always take those photos from inside. Lightning is one of the most dangerous parts of a thunderstorm. And boy, we had a lot of it last night, that's for sure. And that's been true for the month of July. We've had 233,000 lightning strikes so far this July, which is almost over. The average for July is 208,000. So definitely it's been a very active month for us. Again, as Chris said, it's been a foot of rain or more, making it the second wettest July on record, which seems really crazy. In Pittsburgh this morning, a few high thin clouds, temperature 70. Our wind is at west at 5 miles per hour. That westerly to northwesterly wind will help to dry things out and bring us a little drop in our humidity. But it was definitely a wild night for us last night. Lots of thunderstorm warnings and even some tornado warnings, especially for parts of Orange County and Durham County. Fortunately, we did not have any tornado damage. However, we had a lot of wind damage. We had a lot of trees on houses, and unfortunately, one person died from a tree falling on their house in Wake County. We'll zoom in. A couple of reports of wind damage here in Fayetteville. Almost all of these white circles are where we had trees falling. Orange County, Durham County, northern Wake County, where that storm cell moved through that looked like it could be producing some rotation. That's where we had a lot of the damage yesterday. It's nice and quiet for us through Friday. Very small chance of a storm on Saturday. Sunday brings us our next chance, but even then, it's about a 40% chance, and we're looking at maybe a quarter to a half an inch of rain out of that. Certainly for July, we don't necessarily need any more rain, but we're not quite out of the drought. So hopefully we'll continue that pattern. It does look like we have more of a chance of rain on Monday and Tuesday. We have 2 days with highs in the 90s, both Friday and Saturday. We should have a little drop in our humidity between now and Friday. And then with the storms early next week, we're cooler again in the 80s, Ken.
Drop in humidity like that. And here's what you're going to like. The fact is that all of our major routes are relatively delay-free, including here at I-40 and Carytown Boulevard. Traffic beginning to pick up just a little bit, but flowing nicely in all directions. Right now, if you're coming in from Wake Forest, you're just looking at a 1-minute delay, but all the other major routes, you're coming in from Apex, from Knightdale, from the Garner-Johnson County area, all delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
This morning, we have a safety warning for you as 5 on Your Side puts bed rails to the test. The hidden dangers parents and caretakers need to know.
Rising temperatures. The summer heat is raising concerns along the coast. How extreme temperatures could have a lasting effect on the sea turtle population. Turtle nesting season is in full swing, even as relentless heat raises concerns about the survival of hatchlings. Volunteers with the Holden Beach Turtle Watch Patrol are seeing record-setting nest counts this summer. However, they say the heat could put a damper on nesting season. A volunteer says the extreme heat could lead to trouble during nest excavations.
It's very troublesome when you go in at the end to excavate and inventory and you see some unhatched eggs and you open it and it looks like it's been cooked.
High temperatures could also change the ratio of male to female turtles. Anything more than 85 degrees increases the likelihood of female hatchlings.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
Olivia Wilde is collecting an all-star cast for her next film, and wedding bells are ringing off the hook for the Minnesota Twins.
Okay, we got Ken Smith here to talk about it and what's trending.
Yeah, we'll get to the diamond in just a minute, but let's start with Olivia Wilde teaming up with Jennifer Aniston for Wilde's next project as a director. Aniston will be starring in the Christmas comedy Naughty. She will be playing a mother trying to win custody of her son from her ex. Her strategy, convincing Santa Claus, played by Peter Dinklage, to testify.
And Dinklage, you know him from Game of Thrones, but remember him in Elf as well. So he has some experience with these Christmas comedies. The movie follows Wilde's directorial success in The Invite. Naughty hits theaters next November of next year.
Gotta wait for it. So it will be quite the conundrum for Minnesota Twins players this fall. 4 players are getting married on the same day. The players found out about all this during spring training. Now, the weddings all happening November 14th.
And the manager of the Twins says that he won't be at any of these weddings because he's celebrating his wedding anniversary that day.
Well, good for them.
And happy anniversary to you. That's
Thank you.
today
Yay.
for
9 years.
Ken and Amanda.
4
Congrats.
children, feeling blessed.
Going
Here's
strong.
to many more. 6:26 now, storm damage. Thousands of people without power, and 1 person is dead after severe weather last night. The effort to clean everything up and get the power back on.
And it's still warm and muggy out there as you're heading out with the dog at 7 a.m. But closer to lunchtime, we should start to feel a little drop in the humidity. I'll show you how low it goes coming up.